In this video, what we're going to be looking at is what would RELL Seas actually look like if them boys over at RELL decided to drop the game this year 2025. Okay, what should we be expecting? What should be the vibe we should be getting, and what would be the overall look of the game? Okay, so if you're new to this channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, because YouTube tells me that a good amount of y'all who watch my content are low-key not subscribed. Why are you not subscribing? I don't know. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers before the year ends, so it'll really make me happy. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let's get into the video. Now, before we do get into the video, I do want to let you guys know that I have a Discord, a link in the description below. So whether you're a viewer trying to support me, or just a content creator trying to meet other people, or just, expand your horizon, go in that link in the description and join the Discord. You're gonna get to meet great people, and you get my videos on time, and you get everything access to you. So go in that link in the description and join the Discord. Now let's get back into the main parts of the video. Now, I hope every single one of y'all are doing good. I'm chilling, you're chilling. It's a great day, okay? Now, let me give you a little bit of a backstory, because y'all heard that intro of what would RELL Seas actually look like if it was dropped 2025. Let me give you a little backstory. I was with a couple of peeps. We were chilling, and then, we were obviously in a Discord server. We were just chilling, discussing about, next video ideas, what videos will be kind of good. And then we kind of went off track. We kind of went sidetrack a bit. And then we started talking about, what would RELL Seas release? What's a good release date? I was kind of just staying in the background. I didn't say too much, but then I saw something so delusional, and that made me just rethink my decisions of how my brain works. Okay, these guys started going, RELL Seas is gonna do 50 million on release, 30 million on release. And then you had another set of people that were like, RELL Seas is gonna even barely hit 50k. RELL Seas might cross 150k. And I was thinking to myself, am I the only normal / sane person in here? Okay, I was just trying to understand that I'm stuttering right now because I was just so stunned to speak when I saw this, because I was like, ain't no way I'm the only regular / normal person in here that has a brain. And I was like, you know what, I found a perfect video. We're gonna do a video of what RELL Seas should look like, and just realistically give you some numbers of what you should be expecting. Now, a video like this is not gonna be opinion based. It's gonna be just stats checked. It's gonna be stats wise. Okay, that's all I'm gonna do it on, stat wise, because I think that's the best way to get my points across here. Okay, if you are in the comments right now, I want you guys to go in the comments, tell me what y'all thinking. What are y'all expecting for RELL Seas? What are y'all thinking RELL Seas is gonna hit? Okay, go in that comment, let me know, because I have to know. And the reason I'm asking this is just because I want to see all the delusional people out there. Okay, delusional people, stand up. I'm trying to understand y'all. Okay, but real talk. Let's go down memory lane a little bit. Last year, we obviously thought RELL Seas was gonna release, and obviously the game didn't release because of copyright issues. But I think 2024 was probably the time RELL Seas was at its hypiest point. Okay, and if you're even a content creator, you could have 10 subscribers, post a video on RELL Seas, and you could damn near get close to 1,000, maybe even 40,000 views. It's just random, but you always got above 1,000 views on any content that was just RELL Seas based. And that's how big the game was. That's just an understanding of how much the game was going that 2024 era. Obviously 2025, I already thought myself this game was releasing this summer. Okay, it didn't release last year because of copyright issues, but I was like, summer was gonna be lit, and obviously summer is here, then nothing popped up. Okay, and that's completely fine. But I hear another set of people that go, if RELL Seas should have released in the summer, it would have been the best time. Now, I do not disagree with you, because for personal enjoyment, I think I would have loved if RELL Seas released this summer. But if I wanted to be realistic with y'all, if RELL Seas were to actually release in the summer as well, I think you would get out dominated. Because if you want to look at the games that are trending this summer, we have obviously Grow a Garden that hit 21 point something million players for an update. Okay, and just to tell you how popular this game was, I was just going on a casual run, and I see two grandparents chilling on a bench by Starbucks with playing Grow a Garden, and I was just like, oh my god, this game is big. Do I think two grandparents are going to be playing RELL Seas? It's going to be really rare to find those grandparents. Okay, but 21.2 million for Grow a Garden. And then you have also Steal a Brain Rot hitting crazy numbers, as well as 99 Nights in the Forest hitting some crazy numbers. These are games that are doing really good. Now, go into any game and say Sugar Apple is in stock, and see how quick people leave. It's a whole meme on the internet just making fun of people going, Sugar Apple is in stock, and people leave the game so quick. Okay, if RELL Seas does drop in this summer, I don't think it would have been a perfect time for the game to drop. I know we all are kind of just waiting for the game to drop, and I would wish the game dropped, but it's not realistic. Not realistic at all. Okay, so from now on, we're just gonna look at stats, okay? And I'm gonna try to do this one in a more of a chronological order, just working our way up, and then end the video with what I think this game would actually just do on release. What active numbers are we looking at when the game releases? Okay, so one thing is good to be known. RELL Seas is a game that is focusing on both quantity and quality. And what do I mean by this? I see many devs make games out there, they push a bunch of games, and you know, in their games they're just pushing a whole bunch of stuff, and their idea is if there's a whole bunch of stuff in the game, people won't get tired or people won't get bored. And what that kind of causes is, on the quality side of things, the quality is just not so good. We're looking at your combats, just the overall look of the game is not that good, just because your idea of just push a bunch of stuff to the game is gonna make it better. Okay, but with a game like RELL Seas, you're not just getting a lot of stuff added to the game, you're getting a very quality game. Okay, combat mechanics, hockey, a customization tab, a whole bunch of stuff. And it's a game that I see you cannot get bored in, because you'll have a bunch of stuff to do. Mastery titles, you know, you just want to get your shipwright badge or something, you know, you get your cooking to a level 5, get your fishing to something, you know, you will always have something to do. You have sea events, and we're getting a very interactive game in the sense that you're moving, you have NPCs that are able to move. Okay, that's just really cool stuff adventuring in the game. Okay, you could decide that you don't even want to be a pirate, or you could just be a regular civilian. That's just insane to think about. Okay, it's just insane to think about. You can just be a regular person in the game, and it's cool, and I'm really happy all this is being added. Even as on the marine side of things, you have impel down, you have the ranks, you can even be a world government in this. You obviously also have the devil fruits. Okay, this is all things I think every one of us is already aware of, and we're really excited about. Okay, a crazy vibe you should be getting is adventuring, fun, and it's one of those games you definitely want to play with your peeps, with your friends, your people. You just want to go around. Okay, so go into Discord if you're also looking for people to play with, but just go in there. It's going to be such a fun game. Okay, RELL Seas is going to be very interactive, very exciting, and I'm just saying this because it might sound repetitive, but it's just to be known. We're all aware of this, and it's really good. Now, if we want to look at what should we be expecting from this game to do on release. Okay, firstly, it's important to know that obviously it does depend on when the game releases, because if the game releases on a time like August, because they said for ocean testing, they're kind of just focusing on ocean testing for July and June. Okay, June and July. Okay, they're just focusing on ocean testing, which is going to be really cool, which is something else that's already discussed. Okay, but if we're looking at just in general what this game should be doing, if we look at it, like I said, it depends on when the game releases. If this game releases on August, everyone is starting school again. There's not going to be enough time to play this, because a lot of people that want to do well in school or just need some catching up or whatever it is, you will need to just not be able to play the game. And you also have some people whose parents are like, you know, once school starts, you don't touch any games, you can't play any games. Okay, because that's what it's going to look like. Okay, so August would be a terrible time. So I think a good time would be November, December, depending on whenever they want to release this. But what do I think this game is going to do? Let's look at some stats real quick. If we go over to their Discord, we see that all their members on their Discord is the number 975,752. That's how many people are on their Discord actively. That's how many people are on their Discord actively. If we go to their YouTube channel, they have 2.03 million subscribers, and we go over to their group on Roblox, they have 3+ million members on one of them, and then on RELL World they have 6.32 million players on this. Okay, now that right there is a good gauge of what you should already start thinking. You know that time when Bloxfruits had an update, like a really big update, and I think it hit like what, 5 something million? That's what I think is going to be a good range for RELL Seas. Now, do I think RELL Seas is a hyped enough game to hit 1 million on release? Yes, I do. I think RELL Seas is easily a very capable game of hitting 1 million players on release. Okay, and even throughout the week, I think it's a good enough game to sustain 500k, 600k. Okay, let's say the game's already died down just a bit. I think it's still a good enough game to hover around that 100k, 150k. Just because there's much to do, right? That's what I think is going to be a good gauge. Okay, that right there is what I think. 1 million players on release, 1 million plus. Okay, I don't think it's going to be less than 1 million. I think it's definitely going to be in the millions. I think it could probably get 2 million. But would I go as far as saying the game could get 30 million, 20 million, even 10 million would surprise me if RELL Seas gets that. Because my idea of the people that tend to play RELL Seas are going to be people that are liking like games that like Deep Woken, Bloxfruits, what else? Strongest Battlegrounds, Fruit Battlegrounds, just these anime oriented games is what I imagine people would be playing RELL Seas for. These are people that I think would be playing RELL Seas, and it's just weird to think of all those players just randomly hitting 30 mil. That is Grow a Garden. If this game hits 30 million competing with Grow a Garden on everything I love, I would be so shocked. I would just be like just lost for words, because it's just gonna be surprising to me if they hit that numbers. I would be so happy if they hit that numbers, because they put good work into it, and I think they're supposed to yield whatever they put into this. But another thing is, like, I just don't think it's realistic. I think they're well a good enough game to do over 1 million player on release, but do I think it's good enough to hit that 20 million mark? I do not think it will hit that mark. Okay, that's what I think is a good spot for me. Okay, tell me what y'all think in the comments, let me know. But that, for me, that's what I think is a really good spot. Okay, and I hope I was able to give y'all understanding of what I feel. If any of y'all disagree with me, definitely put that in the comment. Y'all boys know I am trying to hit 1,000, so join the Discord, get me to 1,000 subscribers, get the Discord to 100 members. Everything is going really well for me, and I really appreciate y'all for even watching the content. And if you want to support me some more, look at the next 2 videos on the screen and go watch it. Why would you want to watch it? Because it's the best video out there, so watch it now.